G'day everyone, welcome to Good Chats. Thanks for coming on board for another Wednesday night. Welcome to Nico, welcome to Pete, Donaldson Sir, thank you for coming on board. Steve Clink, yay, we're all good chaps. JK, thanks for coming on board again, mate. Thank you for standing by and saving me from my own mistakes. Hopefully the microphone's on. G'day, Luke's Fishing, hello to the Northern Territory, sweating it out up there. Good evening or good morning to Grow It, Make It, Break It. Ree, bro, welcome aboard. Hey, come hither with Heather. Thanks for coming. Great to see you. And History Hunter Dan Undersir, welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us tonight. I've been thinking, so this is going to be about, I better plug the computer in. It might not go for half an hour if I don't plug the power in. So hopefully as time goes by, I can kind of compress everything I've got to tell you guys and all the questions that I've got to ask as well and get the answers to, because we all need answers to life, right? So I'm going to try and keep it around, sort of half an hour as well for the replayers as well, and so everyone kind of knows what we're up for, and then maybe, who knows, down the track I can do like special 1 hour long episodes or something when I come up with something particularly interesting. No, it was effortless. And I do need to oil that door, although I think it's becoming kind of a signature thing. You kind of know that I'm in the room when you hear that door go back and forth. People have, the audience has to remind me to actually look after my plant, and by this stage I'm probably going to have to replace the poor thing. So my workload kind of will dictate what I'm available to sort of put on each week. But this week, or as always, ask everybody, what have you all been up to this week? Tell us if anything momentous has happened, or you've been somewhere and explored something and you want to tell us all about it. I know that Heather's probably been out exploring. Welcome, Max. Thanks for coming on board, sir. $80 for 520 gigabytes a month. Oh, you got plenty of mobile going on there then. And Max, I haven't seen the signs on the Port Augusta, the old Port Augusta railway station, and I haven't seen any signs that I can think of at the new Port Augusta railway station, but I will investigate next time I'm there, because I seem to be there a lot lately. Yes, work, schmirk, and that's one of the reasons why you haven't seen many videos out of me lately, because I've been either working or I've been on the road. I was up to Port Augusta and up around Quorn again on Saturday this weekend, so I've got plenty of video from there. And another funny, interesting story to tell. Sure, yep, excellent. The SA Housing Trust Lottery. You would have had to work hard to do that, I bet. Yeah, we can catch up with the full story off stream one time. The video of the week, I've got 3 actually. I was going to show you the progression of the animation that I'm doing. I got some questions to ask about what I'm doing with that and what I'm planning with that. What was number 2? I've kind of forgotten what number 2 was now. I should have titled it properly. And number 3, I've just put together some of the raw drone footage that I took when I was up around Port Augusta and Stirling North, and through the Pitchy Ritchie Pass this weekend. You're winning all round. Grow it, make it, break it. Thumbs up. After that, I was going to do Book of the Week. Oh, that's right. I got a little slideshow as well of some of the images that I got from the National Railway Museum as well. And then we'll select a random book from my rather serious-looking bookshelf behind me, which turns out to have some really unserious books on it. So, without further ado, I've got... I'm a bit like that too, Heather. I won a meat tray once. That's right. My work sent me a voucher for my birthday by email last week, except they got my name wrong. So, thanks for the birthday voucher. Not that you know who I am. Hang on. I can't read all that at once. Max, hang on. I'll let the chat deal with that one. Almost 50k for meat. Yeah. You probably could have a 50k meat tray. Happy birthday. What birthday is it? Grow it, make it, break it. And I keep saying without further ado a lot, but I've got questions about this animation, so I'm just going to start it. This is mostly finished, but it's got all the graphics and all the movement I want in it now.
Meanwhile, the broad gauge line moved north from Adelaide to
and I want to
Byron
ask about these titles.
In 1880,
so, just watch the titles, I guess, as you go through. I wanted to lift them up and get them out of that bottom zone of the screen, which can sometimes be covered with other stuff when you're watching YouTube. Like
in the same year when the Oreburn to Quorn section of the
timer or whatever that goes along the bottom. If people hovering their mouse over the screen, they can lose the titles. So I thought I'd raise them up a bit and be a bit bolder. So if they don't look, do you think they look odd there? I don't know. That's what I'm asking essentially. So welcome aboard, everybody.
And now passengers could travel from Adelaide to Perth by changing trains at Tarawi and Port Augusta. The line through the Pitchy Ritchie Pass became a critical link in the nation's railways. The legendary Ghan begins in 1923 from Tarawi to Oodnadatta. The Great Northern Railway finally reached Alice Springs in 1929 and Quorn's heydays began. Quorn was essentially the geographical centre of the railways in Australia. Those heydays ended when the standard gauge line progressed south from Port Augusta and the broad gauge line progressed north from Adelaide, reaching Port Pirie in 1937. Quorn saw only local trains until World War II, during which up to 43 Alice-bound trains passed through the day, and its heydays briefly returned. Coal trains from Lee Creek began to rumble through from 1944 until about 1956, when the standard gauge line from Port Augusta to Maree opened and the Ghan no longer called it Quorn.
Thanks, Andy, for correctly identifying that. I lose track sometimes with some of these videos at around, the 60 to 80 hour mark.
Saw the Hawker line close,
and
signaling the
given that there's so long between shooting opportunities on this video, I think I'm becoming a little bit obsessed.
To standard gauge, which created break of gauge havoc across the northern narrow gauge lines, all of which met their demise by the late 80s. The line through the pass was effectively abandoned in 1956, and into the 60s the pass saw only the occasional transfer movement, and once the Saltire Bridge was damaged, the whole line fell into disrepair. In 1973, a movement was raised to save the line, and by 1974 the Pitchy Ritchie Preservation
I won't talk too much while I'm talking on the other video.
In 1975 they'd made it to Pitchy Ritchie, and by 1978 the line had been rehabilitated to Woolshed Flat. In 1999 the line opened to Saltire and Stirling North, and by 2001 the narrow gauge line had finally been reinstated from Stirling North to Port Augusta. And that's how it remains today.
And now I've started the video, and this is the first minute or so of the rest of the video. This is the old Port Augusta railway station, closed when the new one was opened up. When the railway came through from Adelaide, the new station was built on a different alignment, so the station was moved. It was an arts and crafts centre. It's now closed. That arts and crafts centre is upgraded and has moved into the new railway station. That is an interesting meme, that one, about the horses' arses. Grow it, make it, break it, for sure. See it pop up from time to time. I have a feeling it might have been debunked. I might write that down for next time. Thanks, Max. So that'll be the first 4 minutes of the video that I'm currently producing. And another cool thing happened. I actually spoke to Jeff Justice, I think is his name. Jeff Noble Justice, I think. He was apparently the last station master at Quorn. And so I had a good chat to him last week, totally out of the blue. He contacted me through my website. Had a good chat to him, and that was fantastic. I felt really privileged to be speaking to the last station master of Quorn. So unfortunately I'm in the middle of this project, and this has just maybe added another facet to that, because I'm hoping that maybe I can get him to work with me on recording some narration or something like that. That would be really cool. Yes, well, you got your piece, so get out there. What was the video 2 that I had? I don't know. We'll find out when I play it. Here we go. Oh, that's right. I don't often do Train Goes Past videos, but I had a story about this one. This was when I was at Port Augusta on Saturday afternoon. I find it a lot on the Afghan Express. It just got there. And if you look closely in this video, really closely, maybe you can see tiny little wisps of smoke from time to time. But anyway, I'd just been down on that platform, talking to some people on the platform and getting images of the steam train. And then I came back off, drove back up, walked around, and wanted to get this angled shot, and then all of a sudden I had a horn behind me, and this massive freight train comes through, and I just lost the opportunity for the second time, because this happened to me the last time I was on just after I left the platform. The freight train came through, and I missed the opportunity to get, I think, pretty epic footage of the Afghan Express in the Bay platform while a freight train rumbles through other platforms. Now Jeremy, that's twice I've missed an opportunity for what I think would be an excellent photo, some excellent footage. This happened to me the other week as well. I even went back down to the platform as well after this, just because I was just missing the fact that I got a photo. Yeah, anyway, I was talking a bunch of stuff about how the steam train is on the Bay platform there at that point in time, and I just left the platform and I missed the opportunity for what would have been a really epic photo of a modern railway train smashing past while a steam train was standing on the opposite side of the platform. But oh well, there you go. So that's what that was. And yes, sorry you couldn't hear me over the train. This is why I generally don't do Train Goes Past videos. I kind of slapped that to get together about 15 minutes before the stream. G'day Drew, welcome aboard. Thanks for coming on board. We've just been going through a couple of videos. Feel free to do the replay sometime. We're just looking around at stuff that's basically raw video and bits and pieces of a video, really big video on the Pitchy Ritchie Railway that I'm putting together. So also just before the stream, I smashed together some raw drone footage. I haven't done any editing on it. I did cut out some really boring bits and just added some music behind it, because drone footage is obviously silent and really boring without music. all these weeks just seem to get busier and busier and huger and huger. I don't know. Maybe he's getting old. I don't know. This was the flight that I nearly crashed my drone again. I never seem to learn. On some electrical wires this time. Thankfully they weren't high voltage electric wires. My drone didn't get fried, but it managed to recover. I will definitely put together a drone blooper video at some stage, maybe for the end of the year kind of thing, and you will see me crash many drones. Yeah. There, but for the grace of God goes my drone, that's for sure. You know the feeling, Heather. So yeah, that was just some, there we go, we're still going. That's just raw and unedited stuff that I haven't done anything with except cut the sort of beginnings and ends out a little bit more. But this is the raw stuff that I'd work with and really drill down to the interesting bits of the video that suit what I'm doing at that part of the video, and then I'd also colour grade them to make them look a lot brighter than they are. You are better than this. I seem to remember some Stallone speech about that. Thanks, Heather. But this is the scene at Willows, the old Willows restaurant. Gosh, that would have been great days back in the days when you could catch a train to the Willows restaurant in the middle of the Pitchy Ritchie Pass. So these are, and thanks Drew, yeah, these are just the long, slow shots that I choose, in between all the, sort of messing around and lining things up and stuff like that. I tend to just really like the long, slow, one direction shots, or the rotating shots, or the drone in and out, that kind of thing. Just really simple stuff, I know other drone pilots who will be straight up trying to do some acrobatic stuff, but once you've had to replace one drone, you don't really want to go through that expense too many times. So here we are back in the studio, and so I'm just going to go to Book of the Week. So we're going to select a random book from the bookshelf behind me here, and then we'll have a quick run through the slideshow that I've got lined up. And if anyone's got the... you can if you like, JK, that'd be good. I've got some onboard footage from the other weekend from the Pitchy Ritchie Explorer, and I'll be doing the Afghan Express this Saturday. So yeah, that's right. I'm heading up to Wilmington on Friday night and staying there for a couple of nights because I can't get accommodation at all in Quorn for the Railfest that's on up there this weekend. By the time I looked at booking about a month ago, there was basically nothing left. So melted it, increased it to 48 volts, shorted the bus bar. I don't even know what a bus bar is. I think I'm maybe forgetting at the moment, but I don't know. That's what I was thinking. That's one hell of a burb. All right. If you can maybe read one book, let's see if we can find a book. What are we gonna Right, Okay. We're going to go... Yeah. Distribution bar. Okay. All right. Cool. Oh, that's right. I had a question about the Sea Eagle. Did it actually nip the drone, or what? Or was it just hanging around? Because I've seen plenty of that. Birds love drones. Book of the week. I'm going to pull this one out. This is an old one. This is William Gibson and Bruce Sterling, and it's called The Difference Engine. And The Difference Engine is a book about what might have happened if a mathematician and engineer called William Babbage had completed his analytical engine, which he was developing in the 1800s and never quite perfected it, but it would have effectively been a steam-driven computer. And for those of you who have been on my channel before, I do William Gibson books all the time. He is basically the father of the cyberpunk genre, and I think it was a couple of years after he broke out with Neuromancer and that series, which surely is going to be a TV series or a movie sooner or later once they figure out just how the hell to untangle this guy's crazy mind. This was written in 1990. That's what, bloody 35 years ago now. And it's a small print book. But I'll read a little bit off the back cover for y'all. The computer age has arrived a century ahead of time with Charles Babbage's perfection of his analytical engine. The Industrial Revolution, supercharged by the development of steam-driven cybernetic engines, is in full and drastic swing. Great Britain, with her calculating cannons, steam dreadnoughts, machine guns, and information technology, prepares to better the world's lot. And so that was a really interesting story, and that's where also this is where steampunk came from. So we have William Gibson starting the genre of cyberpunk and all the everything that went around that, and then you have this book. William Gibson and Bruce Sterling pioneered the idea of steampunk and mixing industrial revolution era technology with computers, basically. So there you go. Maybe that turned out to be a bit more interesting than I thought it was. I don't know if you're ever going to find a copy of it, but if you're interested in steampunk, well, this is the origin of the whole idea. And steampunk is interesting to me as well because it kind of, connects to very different eras, and an interesting mashup, which is kind of my life, really. So there you go. Right, we're going to go to the slideshow that I've got now, and I've chosen the Woolshed Flat folder from the upcoming video, and we'll go back to some of the historic photos that we've got there. Now, do I have my keys pulled up? Let's have a look. Circuit breaker is kind of important. Yeah. I just didn't really know what a bus was. So obviously this is Woolshed Flat. These were taken back in the 50s, I reckon. And I'm trying to figure out what my button is to make this work. We'll just have to go there. And open that up. And get the buttons to make it go. I was intrigued by this idea of the National Fitness Camp at Woolshed Flat, because Woolshed Flat kind of, I don't know, if I was sent there on a camp or something, I'd feel pretty ripped off, to be honest with you. I reckon that was probably the lean-to of a station, so to speak, back when the line was pretty much in disrepair. But there were larger buildings, and there are still larger buildings around Woolshed Flat for the National Fitness Camp. God. And there's one of the trains back in the early days, coming into some platform that they had there. That's not there these days. So, those of you who've been around, There's that building again. There's Devil's Peak in the background there. One of the couple of the specific shots that I went out to take in the pass. I wanted to include that peak in the background because it is quite a legendary peak in the way it appears and seems to disappear and then reappear again as you go up through the pass. You did a school camp there. I can't believe I'm talking to somebody who actually did a school camp there at the National Fitness Camp in the 1970s at Woolshed Flat. How was it? Oh dear, you're in for all sorts of electrical trouble there. Yeah. Some colour photos of the time. Gee, I love these colour photos. I wonder what they're holding there in that photo, whether it's a drink bottle or something, or some kind of old school camera or something like that. I don't know. This is a picture of the bald cutting at the pass, and it just illustrates how different it looks these days. I think I might actually be using this one in the video somewhere just to illustrate the massive changes and the way that the roads that we take for granted these days really just have just obliterated so much trace of all this interesting and complicated stuff. Yeah, right. So, what's coming up next? I think that's one of the earliest photos I can find of probably one of the only 1879 photos I think I can find of the Quorn line. I've got that 1880 one that's obviously been touched up. There's an 1879 one down in Port Augusta, but this is the only 1879 one I've been able to find of the Pitchy Ritchie line in the year it was built. And these are some of the photos that I hope to be able to match with modern footage as well, and try that sort of video photo matching thing a little bit. And here's another one as well. Look at them all dressed up for their picnic. I couldn't imagine anything worse than having to wander around out there in a suit. But there you go. All right, so that was the slideshow, and we are coming up to 8:43, and hopefully I've kept it, a bit punchier this time. Hopefully we've been able to focus a little bit more on the chat and stuff like that, and give you guys a sort of idea of how long you're going to spend here on a Wednesday night. And I have run out of content for now, so that's when we do the 5-minute call. If you've got anything you want to bring up, bring it in now. Perhaps I can write it down for next week. As always, I've got heaps of questions for everyone. Then I would also like to take questions from all of y'all. Annie Munro knows how to ask a good question, and bring them back into the chat next week. Because we're going to be here next week. We do this every Wednesday, whether I like it or not, and sometimes it's actually good. So thanks for everybody for joining us on Good Chats tonight. Come hither with Heather, Grow It, Make It, Break It, JK, the long-time producer of the live stream, Luke's Fishing NT, thank you for joining us, Northern Territory, Steve Klink, mate, what a good chap, and this has been a good chat tonight. Who else have we had on board tonight? We had L. Thanks, bro. Drew's Adventures. History Hunter. Dan Under. It's been busy tonight. Annie Munro. Max Hobby. And Nico. Thanks for coming on board first, mate. Always great to see you. And I don't think I've missed anybody. If I have, I'm really sorry. This has been Good Chats. Thanks for everyone who joined us live. Thanks to the replayers who may make it this far. We'll see you all next week. And until then, stay cool.